Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on the notification bell, and drop a like on the video. We're here with a lot of information. I'm bringing you a quick video because we're heading into Placar Aberto, right? Placar Aberto is starting now, and we're bringing you a lot of information. Man, a lot is happening. Flamengo released an official statement about hiring a coach for the youth team. A lot of people are talking about changes in Flamengo's youth system after Flamengo lost the U20 Libertadores title. But let's stay calm for now. Today we also have coverage of the Uruguay national team, Arrascaeta, De La Cruz, Varela. There's also the Ecuador national team, Plata, the controversial Plata. On the field, there's another situation involving Gonzalo Plata for us to talk about, and there's also a situation with Bruno Henrique. We have a lot to bring to you here, and this is brought to you by the My Slim program from Mais Cabello. I want to invite you, man, tomorrow, this Saturday, the 28th, man, starting at 9 a.m. in all Mais Cabello locations, all of them in Rio de Janeiro, okay? Rio de Janeiro, all right? All the clinics in Rio de Janeiro, okay? I do the weight loss treatment from Mais Cabello, My Slim, along with my sister and daughter. I lost 25 kilos. So, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday, all the units in Rio, for those who want to check it out, get a treatment, a free evaluation, just go to Mais Cabello. You can get in touch with them at Mais Cabello, maiscabello.prime, maiscabello.saudecapilar, maiscabello.niterói. Niterói is fantastic. It's the clinic where my daughter does the treatment. So you can also get your treatment there. If you go, there will be a brunch, okay, to welcome you, an event at all the Mais Cabello locations in Rio de Janeiro, all right? We also have our sponsor, Caravana do Haroldo. Secure your spot at Flamengo's games with a ticket included in Caravana do Haroldo. Libertadores games in Rio de Janeiro with local assistance and the ticket included. Outside Brazil, Cusco already has a package too, as well as a package for Buenos Aires against Estudiantes. There's also a package for the game against Independiente Medellín. Yesterday, I watched Colombia's game. There are also Colombian players there. So guys, everything is there for you, all right? I want to thank AIP Florida here, man. It's the insurance brokerage that's award-winning in Florida, right? I want to thank Anna, the service they provide, man. They handled my insurance. You guys are fantastic. If you're in the United States and looking for insurance, talk to AIP Florida. The best insurance company in Florida, right? Actually, she will find the best insurance for you in Florida. Well, let's go. We get here, and remember that you can get products on YouTube Shopping, right? The official Flamengo products on YouTube Shopping. There's always, man, Shopee here, for example, which is Flamengo's sponsor. We put the products here, you help a lot. Flamengo's products are official, okay? Zico's jersey, goalkeeper Faruza, okay? You can find all these jerseys here on YouTube Shopping. Let's go, check this out. I'm going to start here by talking about the matter of Luiz Henrique. We have some important information here to share with you. Yeah. And we're also going to bring you a lot of information related to the transfer market. Look, important information according to ESPN, and it's Zenit would be willing to negotiate Luiz Henrique's transfer, a standout from the Brazilian national team, for around 40 million euros, approximately 240 million reais. Flamengo, in turn, is still monitoring the player's situation, okay? Look, Lance reported that Luiz Henrique's performance in the game against France, which greatly improved the team when he came on, would have caught Flamengo's attention. Actually, Flamengo has always paid attention to this. Flamengo has been monitoring for a long time. In fact, they have already tried again to sign the player. They approached Zenit. I'll talk about that here. So, our team, Paparazzo Rubro Negro, got in touch with a source connected to the board who confirmed that Flamengo is still interested in the player. However, the board's priority at the moment is to sign a striker for the mid-year transfer window, as well as to make other moves in the market. So Flamengo wants to negotiate some players, wants to resolve some situations, and then yes, we'll replace, and if possible, if the price hasn't gone up too much, then yes, they'll sign a winger, Luiz Henrique, and so on. But Flamengo is still keeping an eye on things. He's a player that Flamengo wants, but the main focus is still the striker, as Jose Boto calls it, as Leonardo Jardim calls it, the striker, the forward, the center forward. So, in the next stage of the plan, the club should turn its attention to wingers, a position where Luiz Henrique fits in and is well liked internally. Even so, the negotiation is considered extremely difficult for any team in Brazilian football. The internal assessment is that the player is likely to increase in value even more during the World Cup, which should significantly raise Zenit's demands, as the club is already asking for high amounts. After the World Cup, the trend is that only European football clubs will have the financial means to move forward with his signing. It's worth noting that Flamengo has already made initial inquiries but ran up against the high asking price from the Russian club even before the World Cup. Despite the recent buzz, Luiz Henrique had already been under observation by Flamengo and had sparked interest before, regardless of any performance in the friendly against France. So, the signing has the approval of part of the Rubro Negro fans who have spoken out on social media in favor of the striker's arrival. Flamengo fans overwhelmingly approved the signing of Luiz Henrique. There's a lot of that question. Will Luiz Henrique want to accept the move? Will Luiz Henrique want to play for Flamengo? So, we know that Luiz Henrique is a player who, in the past, supposedly said he wouldn't play for Flamengo, but he also mentioned in an interview, kind of hinted that he would play. Well, man, he's a professional, right? He's a professional. If they show up with the cash, if they show up with money, the tendency is that he'll accept, right, guys? For God's sake, right? Yeah. So we're here bringing you this important information. I want to invite you, go straight to Placar Aberto now, go directly to Placar Aberto and say, I came because of Papa, I came because of Papa, let's go to Placar Aberto, let's flood Placar Aberto, I'm heading there now, okay? We're going to talk about a lot of things, there's a lot of information to bring to you, and of course, we're always bringing you the news, and Flamengo fans are asking for the signing of Luiz Henrique, okay? Carlos Nietzsche, 2025, I hope they manage to sign him, he plays really well. They have to bring him in the middle of the year. He plays really well. This thing about waiting until the end of the year, waiting until later, he plays really well. The problem, guys, is that Luiz Henrique is already valued. He's already expensive. Imagine after the World Cup if he does well, which I hope he does, right? So, it's complicated. Look, guys, we're going to bring it here, right? We're obviously following the Flamengo fans, asking for Luiz Henrique to be signed. Diogo Or has to bring him. Rafael 349 is playing really well. He should stay in Europe. Luiz Henrique fell Jorge in the middle of the year. It's a dream, Kawan. Vieira, man, it would be fantastic, right? Even at the end of the year, too, when they come. Yeah. MSN KDO 202, is he going to get more expensive after this game for the national team? And the World Cup, too, right? Guys, so asking for the signing, saying that he's going to play really well at Flamengo, I have no doubt about it. Okay, man? This thing about, like, I already have a team, I'm not a Flamengo fan. He's a pro who wants to play for the best team, get the most opportunities, and gain more exposure, including for the national team. Flamengo today in Brazil, Flamengo Palmeiras, but especially Flamengo, they give players exposure, right? Flamengo, man, it's unbelievable. People here are saying they approve, right? Man, he's another fast player to help Pedro. Everyone wants him, man. Approval for signing Luiz Henrique is practically 100%, okay? We also had Bruno Henrique confirming that he wants to continue his journey at Flamengo. So more information coming in that Bruno Henrique wants to stay to continue at Flamengo until 2027, right? The year that matches his number, right? 27. I had already said this, that he wasn't going to retire at all. Some people were saying he was going to retire, but no, he wasn't going to retire. He had already changed his mind. He wants to keep going, and he's talking with Flamengo. Man, they're going to reach a middle ground, okay? I've already said that this story about him having one of the highest salaries on the team isn't true. It's been a long time since his salary was adjusted. So Bruno Henrique, man, he's an idol and BAP wants him to stay. And it's already decided Bruno Henrique is going to stay at Flamengo, okay, guys? Bruno Henrique is going to stay at Flamengo. The only question now is what the new contract will be like, man. Simple, okay? It'll be sorted out. BAP wants it, Bruno Henrique wants it, they'll work it out. There's not going to be this thing about lowering it too much, especially because we've been saying for a long time that his salary isn't up to date, right? Look, so today, just to give you the schedule, they play England at 4:45 p.m. coming up shortly, right? Disney Plus broadcast. Varela and Rascaita should be in the starting lineup. De La Cruz is an option on the bench. And there's also Vinha, who's at River. Ecuador faces Morocco at 5:15 p.m. Brasilia time with broadcast on Sport TV 3 and Disney Plus. Gonzalo Plata should start among BKCS's starting 11, okay? So we have some information to share with you, look, about Plata, okay? I'm going to talk about two situations regarding Plata here. He deleted photos wearing the Flamengo jersey, which we mentioned yesterday, and he stopped following Flamengo, okay? The Ecuadorian forward stopped following the club and fueled rumors about his departure, okay? End of an era. People are posting and all that. He only kept the photos taken on the day of the Libertadores title. Besides that, he no longer follows Flamengo's official profile, okay? Yeah. Andre Marquez, actor, presenter, man, that's sad, huh? Mature attitude, that's what we need. Commitment and respect. This is Flamengo. Yeah, man, just to put it that way, right? Ike Duarte can go. Ali Magno, our buddy. Amen. Good riddance to DJ Luca. Yeah. Oh. I prefer Vitinho over him, man. That's crazy, right? Right? Yeah. Bacharanza is great and all. Really good player. But not even Zico is bigger than Flamengo. Bye. Guys, hey guys, they didn't really like it that much. And we have some information here to share. It's important, right? They also sent me this. Look, Pablo Rafael Rua, our partner, our friend, great journalist, Pablo Rafael Rua, said that Plata said he was injured during the week and still traveled to join the national team, right? That didn't sit well with the coaches. Did you hear? They just told me. Yeah, that's right. He was telling the press that he had a problem, right? That he was injured during the week, okay? And he traveled to join the national team. So there are a lot of problems. He stopped following Flamengo, deleted photos of the Flamengo jersey, and left only one post. Man, everything that's happening, you've already seen the leaks about women in the training camp published by O Globo. So guys, it's a really tough situation with Gonzalo Plata, okay? It's hard to turn around, you know? Hard to turn around. Honestly, I don't think it's possible to turn it around anymore. Look, let me read Flamengo's statement here. It's important that we share it, right? Let's also give this issue some attention. Flamengo confirmed that Bruno Pivete, the youth team coach, will stay, okay? In an official statement, Flamengo assures that Bruno will remain in charge of the team. He's still there. Bem... Well, evaluated, you know, internally at Flamengo, okay? Due to recent publications about a possible departure of Bruno Pivete as head coach of the under-20 team Clube de Regatas do Flamengo, clarifies that this information is not true. After finishing as runners-up in that age group's CONMEBOL Libertadores, the coach is already focused on the next commitments of the season and continues to have the support of the board to carry on with the work of developing players. All right? So Bruno Pivete is staying, okay? Yeah. Obviously, there are a lot of people here. There are people criticizing, there are people supporting, saying he's too defensive and all that. Yeah. Man, honestly, I expected more from the kids at the start of the Carioca, okay? I'm not going to deny that I criticized them. I expected more from the kids at the start of the Carioca, but they're just kids, right? And they reached the final of the U20 Libertadores for the third year in a row. They were runners-up, okay? They lost a title that was theirs to win, letting it slip and allowing a tie when they were about to be champions. Yeah, I think that it would have been a third consecutive Libertadores title. It was tough, it was bad. They lost on penalties, but I'll tell you guys that. I still think that this Flamengo's youth setup is going through a restructuring and everything points to improvement, right, guys? Honestly, I also feel sad about everything that happened. I know the fans sometimes get upset, but if we look at Flamengo's recent youth titles, they're also very important. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on the notification bell, and leave a nice like on the video. Put it there, Placar. Go over to Placar because I'm going live there right now. Placar Aberto. I'm there with Ilan, Bandera, Garoni, and Raiz. She's off this week, but you can follow Placar. When you get there, just say, I came because of Papa, I'm with you.